Piracy. It's a huge issue for media distributors in the music, television, and film industries.
Each has tried their hand at combating the problem in their own way.
The first step was to shut down peer-to-peer applications like Napster and Kazaa.
Then both the RIAA and the MPAA took to suing users who were illegally downloading content.
However, this represents only a slice of the consumer base and ignores the general public.
The potential to capitalize on this market has not waned, and in fact, it has grown exponentially.
In an attempt to understand these trends, we have conducted interviews about online distribution that will hopefully serve as viable market research.
Under the definition that is widely known, I am totally a pirate.
I do it all the time.
I guess I don't really ever think of downloading music or downloading movies or television as media piracy.
If you're talking about the artist producing something and then getting rewarded financially, piracy allows them to become more popular and to be more successful.
If you have an image being exhibited and it can be recorded, there will always be piracy. As a content provider, New Line is actively trying to make money off of its content.
Everyone looks at it as theft or as stealing content. And I actually think that it's users sharing things with each other, and it's not that different in a sense than viral videos, where you can send someone a clip and say, this is something cool that I found.
It seems to me that there are a few bad apples rather than thousands and thousands of lawbreakers out there, and they make an impression that spoils it for everyone else.
Digital rights management has been the bane of our existence for a long time. I don't really understand the point in a massive investment that can be broken within hours.
LPs didn't have DRM. Super 8 movies that I bought when I was a little kid didn't have DRM. Cassettes didn't have DRM. If you want to build up a lot more resentment towards media companies, then keep going with the DRM.
iTunes acknowledges that DRM is really something that their users aren't interested in, and that's why they'll charge you an extra 30 cents for songs that aren't DRM protected.
They're really just blocking the average user, and I would say that I am the average user. Sometimes I don't know what to do, but there's always ways around it.
I would say, number one, respect the user.
It's commerce. This is a business. I am bothered, however, with the user being instantly assumed to be a thief or a bad person in the very beginning.
I mean, I don't really know exactly where to get movies online. I don't know why you wouldn't want to get more brand recognition with just, having a website that is, the company's name, the company logo, and you can have, lots and lots of logos around, before and after the video, in between, whatever.
I think there's lots of ways that people like the record companies could be making money off of torrenting sites, and I think it's kind of frustrating that instead of trying to figure out ways to make money and spending money on that, they're spending money on suing people to try and maintain a system that's dying.
Eventually, I would probably use a computer interface with the TV rather than an actual computer.
If I'm going to watch a movie and it's not going to be in the theater, then I definitely want it to be on the television.
Definitely through my TV.
I'd much rather access my content through a PC than on the television.
I mean, my computer screen is basically, at this point, my only screen. I don't even have my TV plugged in right now.
Yeah, I would be totally willing to join an online distribution service.
Absolutely. It depends on the cost, which has to be realistic. If you want to download a movie, you click. They might say yes or no, $5, $10 will be billed to your account, yes, and then it immediately syncs up with the application that downloads it and it starts downloading. You don't really have to worry about it until it's done. That would be really awesome.
If there were a system that is very similar to Netflix, but it was not having discs come to my house, it was an online system, I could be convinced to do that.
If I could get pay-per-view and have the movie that I just paid $5 for save on some kind of VCR TiVo hard drive, I think that would be probably the greatest competition for Netflix.
We're in danger of slipping into more of a second or third world bandwidth situation. A state like California, which is the world's fifth largest economy, that's pretty embarrassing.
The internet really has a window of opportunity to put lots of stuff on HD and release it very quickly. HD DVDs exist, but not of everything, and certainly like not every retailer even has them.
I think the thing that someone needs to make is just a really simple program that gets stuck on your computer that allows you to access and stream all of your media. And one of those would be a little box that sits on top of the TV.
Destroying or taking down touring sites is an effective technique to some degree, and for a time. Basically what's going to happen is I think people are just going to get more nuanced in the ways in which they download, make it harder to see, and it's always going to be this kind of cat and mouse game. What is a good alternative, in my opinion, is to integrate the system in a way which is mutually beneficial for the user and for the person producing the content.